What's up? Jason Summerall here at the Trackside Experience. We're out here in Las Vegas at the Media Day for NASCAR, and we've got all sorts of great drivers out here. A lot of good interviews today. We've got Joey Logano on deck, ready to take care of him and have a nice little chat. Got Blaney, we got all the boys out here. Clint Boyer, you name it. If they're in the playoffs, we're going to get you a great little interview and let you hear all the other questions from all the other media members out here. So keep on hanging out, following along. We're going to stream live here in a little bit as well. So I hope you enjoy it. Keep following us, Trackside Experience. We'll be here all weekend. Jason Summerall, Trackside Experience here. I am here with Ryan Newman. Now, Ryan, we've been huge fans for many years here, and I'm also a race instructor out here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with the Richard Petty thing, driven a gazillion laps. I heard you saying that you indeed have some struggles with this track in itself. As an instructor, I kind of look at that deep, and I can see where people struggle around this. What do you find most difficult? I mean, I know you said the track was old and you liked it before.
I like the old track better than the new track, but the new track's just got a lot of character. The bumps in 1 and 2 are challenging, which is good. I like that. But just the way the track lays out, I liked it better the way it was. We seem to be able to use more of it back in the day than after it's been repaved. And the D-shaped front straightaway is just, to me, it's kind of unnecessary. Before, when it was kind of sweeping, it was, to me, better.
Definitely, two different worlds for sure. So with the other tracks starting to wear and age, even though they've had recent repaves, are you seeing much of that personality change? I mean, for instance, Pocono, you got that turn 3, you always had that dark groove before, and now things are changed again. You know, that evolution seems to be changing the series all the way across the board.
It does, but it's just, you know, it's just the way it is, and it's the same for everybody. So my goal is to go out there and just be better than everybody else, no matter what the character is.
Well, that's all we can do. And we know you're a real aggressive driver. Hope you have a great rest of your season.
Thank you.
Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Jason Summerall, Trackside Experience. Nice to have you here, Chase. Looking forward to good racing throughout the playoffs. Now, we're huge fans of yours, recently with the victories as well. Yep. Love hearing the Bell and Dawsonville going off. Personally, though, it's got to be exciting being new, getting into the real upper echelon of things really moving. I mean, they top tier racing, but you've been here for a while now. Things are getting real, and obviously being here in the playoffs proves that. How does it feel personally to really excel and finally get to these marks? You know, everybody holds your dad up to this high level. Kind of the same thing for you a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, just to have an opportunity, you know, in the last 10's great. You know, everybody in all 16 guys have a great chance. You know, anybody can get hot at the right time and move along. So hopefully that's us, and we can take it to Homestead.
That's easy enough. All right, well, we'll hit you up in the garage here area in the next couple of days, have some fun, see how that feels after you've been on the track.
All right, thanks.
Kyle, with all the youth coming into the sport recently, and people like yourself a little on the other side of things, you've been around a while, you really understand the track and racing and the way it used to be. With the advances in technology influencing these drivers now, we're seeing the youth kind of have a little bit of an edge, including the simulators and things like that. How do you stay ahead of the curve on that?
Best thing you can do is just keep up your study, you know, keep up the things that has gotten me to this point. You know, all the data that's been coming on, it wasn't there when I was around, and so it certainly has sped up the learning curve for some of these younger guys. They get free SMT data right there given to them live as I'm making laps, or Jeff Gordon, or he's not around anymore, Kevin Harvick's making laps, or Jimmy Johnson's making laps, you know, so they're able to learn so much faster and so much quicker. I mean, I can read that stuff and I can apply it really, really well. That's not the problem. It's just it's free information, which kind of sucks.
Kurt, now you've run a lot of laps here in Vegas. This is going to be the first time we're going into the night. How big do you expect that to really influence your racing?
It's going to be big. I think, you know, the engineers are looking forward to the cool track conditions, but at the same time, this is still going to be 120-degree asphalt temp, and turns 3 and 4 area will be in the sun most of the race.
Oh yeah.
And turns 1 and 2 will be in the shade. So I don't know. I like the balance of going from day to night. It reminds me of Kentucky, and we won the Kentucky race a few months back.
Kyle, Jason Summerall, Trackside Experience. So we've been covering you for many years now, out in the dirt of Paris and all that, and now here you are again back in the playoffs. We really like the evolution that you've gone through over the last few years, but personally it's got to be pretty rewarding, but you're so close to closing the deal. What do you think will get you to the end? What can you do to really, I mean, you got your team busting you by, you got a great teammate, good equipment. What can you personally grab deep down and get it done?
Yeah, just executing perfectly. Yeah, I mean, I think our cars are good enough right now to go win. So just got to not make mistakes, but push the limit in all areas and hopefully all works out where you get the win. So we've been really close here these last few weeks. So I feel like a win is right around the corner. We just gotta execute.
Huge. Martin, we were talking with a couple of drivers about the fact that you guys have done a ton of laps here, all of them in the day. We're going into a little bit of the night, changing up. What kind of strategy you guys got in play for sort of this? Any research?
It's going to be interesting for sure, and I think, especially this year with the cars the way they are and the rules that we're running at mile-and-a-half type tracks, the weather is such a big factor in how the cars run and whether your car's good or not. Whether you can even, for a better part of the race, even have a chance to win.
What do you do physically to condition for that?
It's going to be very tough. Physically, same thing as always, train and drink lots of water.
Hydrate.
Hydrate, yeah. I mean, it's going to be key this weekend.
Well, very good. We'll catch you at the track.
Thanks, guys.
Eric, Jason, Trackside Experience, how you doing? Been a couple of years that you've been, we interviewed you way back in the day when you're in the trucks, and it was really cool to chat, and it's like you're super excited. Now here you are, second year in the playoffs, whole different world. What would you suggest to some of these upcoming truck drivers that could help them make the transition through the ranks here?
Wow, it's tough, right? I mean, you never really understand the jump to the Cup Series until you get here and really do it. But I think for me, the part that I didn't really think about or focus on or even know about was how much more challenging it is when you get to the Cup level. The guys, there's more good teams, there's more good drivers. Everything's a little bit harder, right?
Sure.
You have these guys have been doing it for so long, it's not easy to race against them. So I think the thing that I would tell those guys just to focus and learn how to get better. That was the biggest thing I didn't do in the Truck and Xfinity series was learn how to better myself. I had good enough race cars in those series that I never had to improve a whole lot on a lot of things. I could just use the speed of my cars to make up probably for some of my gaps I had in my development. And for me, if I could go back, there's so many things I would have worked hard to get better at. And those are the things that guys got to learn then coming up. You got to learn how to study and how to focus and how to be a better race car driver along the way.
Does that include the sim racing?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you gotta. It's all of it, right? You gotta focus and put the effort in, and put the work in, and when they want you to go to the simulator, you gotta do it. You can't blow that stuff off, and that's probably some of the stuff I did growing up. In racing is I didn't think I needed some of it, and a lot of times when you're a young guy coming up, there's a lot of people that probably know better than you, and I definitely wish I would have listened a little bit more along the way.
Sure. So you do iRacing, right?
Yeah, here and there.
I host a massive league. We kind of get a few of your fellow racers joining us in our exclusive group we have. So when the Dirt came out, that Dirt edition, did you go through a wheel at all? I know a lot of those people are freaked out on the force feedback.
Yeah, I had to change some stuff, that's for sure, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I haven't been on there in a little while now, but that's definitely some of the most fun I've had on there. They've been getting a lot better with the track modeling itself, with not only the dirt, but the pavement, the way you can move around and run different lines. So I've really enjoyed it the last few times I've been on there.
It's got to be hard for you to find time to really do that now.
Yeah, it's challenging, especially when you get to the playoffs. The time is pretty strapped, and we were only on Monday and Tuesday this week, so it's tough to find the time, but I definitely enjoy it when I can.
Well, we thank you for the time as well.
Appreciate
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Clint, you talk about preparation for these kind of races, but you've done a ton of laps here. All of your competitors have done a ton of laps, but none of you have done it going into the nighttime here in Vegas.
Yeah.
What kind of prep you got for that as a team?
I think with our sport right now, with the aero package and the horsepower and everything we have, it'll be a better race because of that. I was here for the test. Speaking of preparation, we tested here in the spring. First time I was ever, had a snapshot and got, my feet wet with this package. And I can tell you, the night before, when the grip was high in the racetrack, it was cool. It was wild. I mean, we were drafting. We were putting on a hell of a show for nobody in the grandstands. It was just us, right? And we were all left there going, oh man, this year's going to be crazy. Flip that over the next day, it was hot, it was slick, and we really weren't bunched up in a pack and drafted. You were back to, we got to handle it, you got that aspect going where that night before in cool temperatures and things like that, you had to make that baby as sleek as possible, and drafting was a premium. So I think it'll be a better race because of the night.
Excellent. We'll stay hydrated. Hey, Jason with the Trackside Experience. So you are one of our rising superstars. You came in the sport pretty quick, kind of came through the ranks pretty fast. Got any advice for the younger guys coming in?
I'd say my biggest advice for younger guys coming in is just to always keep it fun. You know, this sport has a way of beating you down at times and being really stressful. So just keep having fun with it and keep working hard at it.
That's important. You do any sim racing to keep yourself on the edge?
I really don't. Kind of stay off the simulators. It was my job for a couple of years to drive the simulators, so I try to avoid it at all costs at this point.
Yeah, it can become a bit much.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll catch you at the track. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
Brad, speaking of lived it, Jason with the Trackside Experience here, we see a lot of older guys, been in racing for a while. They always have that little aggression factor even after the race and out of the car. It seems like that's kind of died down as we get more younger people in here. And younger drivers all over the place seem to be able to bottle it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
What do you see in the personalities out of the car when you're talking to these guys? And you know, it seems like it's more of a family behind the scenes now.
I don't know if I would say that. I would say it's more that, you know, it's harder, you're more discouraged than ever before for those moments because, you know, if you look at social media and different things, NASCAR is very sponsorship based, sponsorship driven, and those type of moments tend to scare sponsors away. And good gracious, you can't be competitive in this sport without sponsorship. And so last thing you want to do is throw a temper tantrum that, you know, costs you the ability to have fast race cars in the future. It's kind of like self-destructing. Where I think you look at other sports, you know, everything going on in the football world and some of these other sports where it seems the exact opposite. The bigger personality, the better. And NASCAR, it's not that way. It's the smaller the personality, the better, or so you're rewarded and punished. So I think that that's tough sometimes. Tough landscape to navigate.
Well, yeah, we know you and Carl had a tough time back in the day. What did you do to get through that?
I can't say there was really any one thing I did. I just focus on the task at hand and the opportunity in front of me to win races and win championships.
Fair enough. Good luck. Ryan, Jason Summerall, Trackside Experience. So we've been doing a segment on driving, driver prep, and what you really do to get ready for a race, your team itself. And here you're coming into your first night race here in Vegas, and I know you guys can't really practice that per se, and the numbers, it's all kind of a silly thing, but physically you got to take care of yourself too. I mean, hydrate, sure. What else are you guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, this will probably be the hottest race for us, you know, this year. Coming out here this time of the year, it gets hot, and yeah, I don't really do anything different, you know, coming to this race than I would any other race. You know, if you have a routine, whether it's hydrating throughout the week, when you do it, how you do it, eating well, I mean, that's a big part of it. And if you have something that works for you, you don't really want to break that routine, so you just kind of do that. So, I mean, you're just hydrating all week. You can't chug a bunch of water the night before and expect to be good to go the next day. You know, you have to kind of prepare.
Well, we know Jimmy's always out there with these triathlons and things like that.
Yeah, Jimmy's in great shape, and I don't know how he does it. But rides that many miles on a bike, like
it's nuts.
The morning of or something, and rehydrates, ready to go for 500 miles. That's a different kind of athlete right there.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Joey, Jason with the Trackside Experience. So when you first came in here, Mr. Gibbs gave you the nickname Sliced Bread. That implied your youth as well as being bad to the bone, all those things came into play. But it seems that youth side of things is almost the most common we're seeing in all these new drivers coming up. Everybody's just jamming through the ranks. Do you think people are coming up too quick?
Well, I would be probably the poster boy for coming up too quick.
But you are a champ, and you've done it pretty quick.
Out, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I think if you have patience, I think it's an advantage to move up before you're ready, because you're forced to learn quicker, right? If you're competing against people you're as good as, you don't really learn as much as when you compete against people that are way better than you.
Sure. Well, we understand the difficulties.
It's not that way. It's not the easy way. It's not the easy way for sure, but I think I'm starting to see the plus side of some of those struggles that I went through, because now I feel like I got the experience I need at a younger age and a longer runway. So it's kind of worked out.
That's huge. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm real proud of you. Denny, we've been talking to a lot of drivers about driver prep under this high heat condition we're going to be dealing with over the weekend here. And every team seems to prep a little bit different. Sure, everybody's hydrating, but you're talking packages going from the daytime into the nighttime. What has your team done?
We don't do anything different. I mean, we always try to plan for any conditions. If it's hot or if it was going to be cloudy, we don't prepare any differently within the race car. I don't prepare any differently. I always try to hydrate as much as I can every single week. It doesn't matter whether it's 60 outside or 160. So I just think that I do everything the same, and results have been fine.
Kevin, Jason with the Trackside Experience. We see your team recently went over to Ford, you know, not super recently, but soon enough. And we've seen you guys really catch on very quickly, give great results, and just like right out of the cooker almost, it seems. Other teams make those kind of changes and they take forever to really get a grip and get that traction with that new manufacturer. What do you think got SHR to really take off so quick?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, we're finishing our third year now. So, you know, for us, we were obviously involved in the new design of the Mustang, you know, from a team standpoint. So you've got to develop a car with Ford, but Ford they're very into racing, and you know, I think in the beginning in 2017 there was a very big effort in order to get the company switched over. But a lot of that is like anything else; it all comes down to people, having good people, and you know, we have great owners that let us do the things that we need to do to put the cars on the racetrack and be competitive.
Eric, Jason with the Trackside Experience. How you doing? Good. Huge fan of yours, and so a lot of our followers. Now, first question: any residual effects from your wreck a few years ago? I mean, that was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, zero. No, I you know, broke my back in that wreck at Kansas, but was able to come back from that 7 weeks later and was back in a race car, and really have had no side effects.
That is so cool.
From that, just my body was able to heal up nicely, and had a lot of help from a lot of different rehab and physical therapists and stuff. But once I've got back to 100%, I've been that way since.
Sweet, sweet. So follow up to that, we were talking preparation with a lot of drivers. Here we are in hot Las Vegas. You guys done anything specific yourself? I mean, are you obviously hydrating is one of it. Anything particular you guys do?
You know, for me, it's really about just a year's worth of workout and routine. You know, on hot weekends like this, that's really when it pays off. I mean, if it's 65 degrees out, you know, I feel like everybody inside their race cars can manage that. We're all professional, but when you get into these extreme elements like we're going to have this weekend in Vegas, where it's going to be 102 degrees, you know, that level of fitness and being able to adapt and you know, not being completely worn out helps just keep you a little bit more focused when you're really dying inside the race car.
Well, in about 24 hours, we'll hunt you down and see how you're feeling.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.